All right, welcome everyone. So today we are making kombucha. So kombucha, they say is from China, 220 BC. It's a very, very old drink, which used to be called the elixir of life. So it is an incredibly powerful gut healing superfood drink loaded with probiotics. Very good for your blood pressure, good for your heart health, good for your immune system. It's just a fantastic fizzy, sweet, sour drink. It is what you make it when you make it yourself. So this way, it's super easy at home, something you can do by yourself, and you get to control how you like it. Thank you, my dear. And I love making it myself. And what I've done is I have it all ready to go. I'm ready to jar today. So today we're going to be putting it in these jars, which I picked up on Amazon. Pretty cheap. And I also picked this baby up. It's just a spouted glass jar. It's 1 gallon. So it makes 6 nice, really good, it's perfect size, right? It's just like your standard stuff. So you also want to save about 1 cup. So you want to keep 1 cup inside, and then we're going to make a new batch together today as well. So I've got the tea brewing. I've got our black tea. You want to use black tea. You can use green tea as well, but black tea is best, especially if you're starting out. So I've already started it because you don't want to have it too hot when it goes in. So you're going to do 4 cups of black tea, and that's 6 tea bags or 6 teaspoons of loose tea. Now, I personally like to use Yorkshire Gold, right from England, and the tea bags also are proper old-fashioned tea bags. They're not these new plastic kind. You don't want to have any plastic in your drink at all, right? So be really careful of the kind of tea you use. The best tea is loose tea because the flavors really move through the glass measuring cup, or if you do a teapot, it's fine. You can make a tea in a teapot. I do have a teapot here, but I don't like to use it in the teapot because we're going to add sugar to it, and I never put sugar in my teapot. We're strict tea drinkers in my house, so I follow all the rules from grandma. Thank you, sweetheart. So, okay, got our tea brewing, got my cup of sugar ready, and I've also blended up some organic raspberries and some organic ginger, and just ginger and raspberries and about a teaspoon of sugar. I like to put a little bit of fresh sugar in my jars that I'm making because it really helps the carbonation. So what happens is the kombucha has this amazing probiotic bacteria culture called a SCOBY. So you just want to put a cloth and elastic band. You want air circulating in it, right? So what we're going to do is our batch is ready. I've tried it. You can it's super easy. You just spout it, give it a little go. Oh, it's so good. So it's not bubbly yet because you're going to jar it and leave it on the counter and let the carbonation build. So when you add the raspberry and your flavors, you can do blueberry. People like straight just ginger. All kinds of cool flavors you can flavor your kombucha with. But it's a sour kind of a drink, right? So it's a sweet-sour combination. When we add our fruit, it's going to make it obviously a little bit more sweeter, and then you have that sour kind of an aftertaste, and it's just so good in the gut. Like, it just feels amazing. And if you have gallbladder problems, it's a really awesome antidote to a gallbladder attack. Or if you can't have a hard time digesting like fatty foods, or your really difficult digestion problems, the kombucha is a really, really nice remedy for that. So let's get started. All right, so first thing we want to do is take out our SCOBY. So the SCOBY is what makes the bacteria. So what this eats the sugar that we're going to put in, and it creates the probiotic beautiful drink, kind of like a beer making process. Just a second, sweetheart. Okay, so I'm going to take out you want to use a wooden spoon. You don't want to break your glass or hurt your spout, and you just want to scoop out your SCOBY, and you want to make sure, oh look, my SCOBY had a baby, I've got 2 now. So they grow. Everything's growing, it's all alive. So I've got 2, so I'm going to take these babies out, and I can either give this one to a friend, or you can make Scooby jerkies with it. This is pure probiotic bacteria, right? It's like so, it looks disgusting. Look at that. But it's so good for you. So it's like, that's our bacteria culture. So we're gonna set that aside and save it. And then I'm gonna add some beautiful juice to make our next batch with. All right, there we go. I'm gonna set that aside. So just, you know, eyeballing a good amount in there. Not right now, honey. All right, so we're gonna take our jars and you're just gonna fill them up right here and let that go. And you're gonna go jar and jar and jar. So, yeah. Okay, honey, so what you want to do is you don't want to fill it all the way. You need to leave some burping room. Because what you're going to do is you want to get it to its desired carbonation. Some people don't like carbonated drinks, so you could pop it right in the fridge right now. So you want to fill it up a little bit more and then put it in the fridge. I'm going to add my raspberry ginger puree. So I want to leave a little bit at the top as well. So I'm just going to fill up all 6 jars now, and then I'll add the puree. One of the key things you need to do is before you fill your jars, you have to give it a really good stir. Give it a really, really good stir. Otherwise, that could be a reason it won't carbonate. So if you like it really carbonated, then you just really want it mixed. You want to give a really, really good stir. So don't forget that step. Okay, I'm going to fill up all my jars. All right, so part 2, we have finished filling up our jars. So we've got a spouted glass 1 gallon jug here, and we filled up all our kombucha. We've got 6 jars, and then I made a raspberry ginger puree. But if you don't have a blender, you can just pop the raspberries and chunks of ginger right inside, and then you're just gonna put the lid on and give it a little shake. So it's kind of like, so you can see still, I didn't do a very good job blending. There's like chunks of raspberry in there, and that's okay. So it'll either break down over time, or you'll just get chunks in your drink. You can kind of filter that out if you want, but if you don't mind, I don't mind personally, but it's up to you, of course. So if you make sure you blend it really, really well, or you also will get kind of chunks of the mother. So it's like apple cider vinegar, right? When you have apple cider vinegar, you have the bottom, that mother, that's the probiotic. That's like beneficial bacteria. That just feeds your gut bacteria and your microbiome. It just feeds it all this beautiful, like fermented elixir of life, right? The essence of kombucha. So that is our kombucha. So we're just gonna pop the lid on those babies and just stick them on the counter. So you don't want to put them in the fridge yet. You want them on the counter for about a day or 2. And what you're gonna do is every day, or even twice a day, you're just gonna pop the lid off and you're gonna burp it. It's gonna make a carbonation burping sound, and you're gonna put the lid back on, and then you're gonna put it in the fridge when it's at your desired carbonation. You can see it's already starting to carbonate here. It's already starting to eat the sugar juice. So if you don't like the carbonation, you can put it in the fridge right now while it's not that carbonated, hardly carbonated at all, but it is a nice sweet sour drink. So like I said, it takes about 2 weeks to a month. It depends on the temperature of your home, how fast it goes sour and eats the sugar. So let's make a fresh batch. Here, I'm gonna show you how to do it. So you've got your old juice at the bottom that we didn't use a lot. So like I said, you wanna save about a cup. You wanna have some of the old brew in there. And then you've got your black tea, 4 cups of black tea. We're gonna take out our tea bags, or you can strain your loose tea. So be very careful with bacteria. You don't want to be touching anything. You don't want to use bleached products. You want to make sure that it's just dish soap, that it's very mild and gentle. Give everything a little rinse before you start. But even then, you don't want to use tap water because there's chlorine in tap water, so it'll kill your brew. It's really not good for your brew. So you let your tea sit for a bit. It's okay to be warm, but you do not want it to be hot when you start making. So let it sit on the counter, let it brew and cool down a little bit. So we got our tea, and I'm gonna add the sugar. So about 1 cup or so. I have a little bit less than a cup. It depends on how sweet you want it. If you find that that's too sweet for you, do start with half a cup. If you don't like things too sweet. I don't like things too sweet, so it's like a medium sweet. But again, you just want to test your kombucha after about 2 weeks to see the sourness that you want it, because it'll turn into vinegar if you leave it too long. And that's okay. In fact, I left it too long. I went on vacation and I left it, and it was like, then I came back, I didn't feel like it. So you have to really, for me, you put your emotion into everything, right? So if you don't feel like it, I don't know, it's just hard. So anyway, you can rinse your hair with it, you can use it for cleaning, there's like a whole website of things you can do with your overbrewed kombucha that's like vinegar, your vinegar rinse. You want to stir this really, really good. So this is it, guys. This is all you have to do. You got your tea and your sugar. You pour it back in. Slowly. All right, then I'm going to take you over here to my water jug. Bad habit of leaving cupboard doors open. All right, you're just going to take it to your water jug and fill it up. Okay, so that's it, that's our water. So, you just wanna, I don't measure much, just 4 cups of tea. That's what you need, and the rest is water. And then the leftover kombucha that you have, which is approximately, you should save a minimum to a cup. So, you've got your water and your tea mixture in here, and then you're gonna add in give it a stir, because you don't want the SCOBY to be in too hot or too cold, right? So there we go. We're gonna take that baby out. Look at that. That is full of healthy bacteria, good for your gut. Elixir of life, baby, right in there. And that is gonna eat up the sugar that we just put in and create this beautiful bacteria tea. And it'll make another one, it'll make a baby. And this is what the baby looks like. So I'm gonna take this baby and add it to my SCOBY Hotel that I have in my fridge. So I have about a cup of mother kombucha that's pure, no flavor, with a SCOBY. And then I have another SCOBY. So that way I can give it to friends and get them to start, or I could turn them into SCOBY jerkies or add them to, I don't know, people grind them up. They put them in all kinds of things. So it's just really super healthy, good for your gut. So it's kind of gross, but whatever you want. All right, so that's that. We're just gonna let that float and do its thing. And then you're going to cover it with a tea towel because you want it to breathe. Put the tag at the back and pop an elastic band on top so no bugs can get inside. And then we're just gonna put it on the counter, room temperature, out of the sunlight. All right? So there we go. I'm gonna put myself back up here. And you want to check it in about 2 weeks to 4 weeks. 5 weeks, it'll be pretty sour. It'll be almost vinegar. So be careful. Make sure you keep checking. If you leave it too long, you can it will be vinegar, and you can use that do a hair rinse. You could clean with it. There's like all kinds of recipes online that you can do with overbrewed kombucha, hooch, and it's really, really, really tons of beautiful health properties in it. But it's a controversial drink because you're using sugar. Some people don't like that. They don't want any sugar at all. So that's totally up to you. But I personally love it. And look at this. It's already starting to create a beautiful, see, we got the carbonation already starting at the top because it's eating the fruit that I put in to make it that little bit of extra. So let's pop it and see. Yeah. Oh, did you hear that nice little pop? So we got a little bit of a burp there. So that is how you make your own kombucha. So my name is Laura. Welcome to Ancient Paths of Healing. This is an ancient healing recipe, good for your gut, and I'm so happy to bring it to you and enjoy. I hope you make lots of kombucha in your future. Much love. Namaste.